Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where we're going to try and make some money today. We've done a nice Timberwolf exhibit here, but it's not really working for us. It's costing us a hell of a lot of money to run, and we're going to try and fix the problem. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please make sure you leave a like. And if you're new here, you want to see lots more Planet Zoo content, don't forget to click subscribe. So if you'd missed the last episode, this is all very much a work in progress. We had a viewing area under there, but I can't quite get the barriers right, so people keep going in there and then running away. So I've just done it now to close it off for now. There is still a way you can come up and see them. You can come up through here. But here's the problem. Because of those coolers, it's costing us a small fortune to keep these going, and we are not making money. We're getting there. I've had to lose a couple of staff, tweak a few numbers here and there, but we're still making nowhere near enough money. So we're going to try something crazy. We're going to try and strip this out and turn it into an African dog, a painted dog exhibit instead, because it shouldn't be that far off. Maybe just some terrain painting and some replacements of trees and stuff. Unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do, and we will return to our little wolfies another time. But for now, we have to go in. These have all just leveled up, so we're going to throw them all in. And the problem is, just because the biome we're in is just so hot. Oh, I thought that was one. It's not, it's a bit of stone. Because the biome we're in is just so hot, it's getting really hard to keep these little folks who prefer it much cooler, unfortunately. Especially when they come over here, where there's no coolers. So let's press play and see what happens. Oh, they all get boxed up. Did we miss any? There's one animal. Embrace. See, they get stuck over here, and it's really hot. Look. See, they have awful welfare, and all it is that heat. That temperature's just too warm. But it just means they have terrible welfare. We're getting protesters. We're getting all sorts of things. Right, so they're all gone in there. Let's go into the animal trading, and these are all for sale. Those two are for sale at the moment. Sorry. Now we have all these timber walls. So if you're looking for a timber wolf, actually by the time this comes out, they're probably all gone. But I'm just going to trade. Now I see a lot of people really hiking these numbers up. I'm not really one for that. I'm going to go for the number it suggests. I haven't really got the time or inclination, and of course I don't want to be ripping people off as well. This is what the game thinks they're worth. That, for me at least, is good enough for now. Okay, so there's our timber wolves. So first things first, we're definitely going to have to clear out. These cost us money to remove. Isn't that horrific? 542. 490. Yeah, we don't actually get the money back. That's a total shift from Blanco. Well, you get a refund for this, but I suppose it's more realistic actually that you've got to pay to lose them. So I'm going to get rid of all these because these are all based on Taiga, which I'm pretty sure the painted dogs are not. But otherwise, I mean, stones, whilst they're not the right stones, I don't think stones bother them too much. So we can leave the stones for now. We can leave the rocks for now until they're a little better sorted. And obviously the waterfall and everything can stay. And I imagine most of the terrain and the toys are all good as well. What is that? Just a pile of poo? Doesn't let me select it, so I'm guessing that's just a big old pile of poo. Okay, so we're gonna. Well, we'll change that once we get some animals in, but for now, let's rename this painted dog. Okay, and now let's go to animal trading, animal market, and let's select some painted dogs. Apparently there's a lot of them on here. African wild dog, they call them here. Hopefully they aren't too expensive, which they are, which is crazy. So let's just do some cash listing ones from Frontier. Oh, there's no cash listed ones. Okay. So conservation ones then. Oh, here are 15. I don't mind paying 15. Who's this from? Ella and Mez Parks. Thank you. I'll take Yaya. And let's take a male as well. Falcor from Max Land Society. Good stuff. So these can go in here now. And there as well. Okay, so let's play this. Okay, so the next thing we can get rid of is these temperature things. Because this is, I think, what's doing us in right now is that these cost a small fortune. Just got to find where they are. These are costing us a small fortune to run. Whereas the painted dogs are going to be... Look at it, it's 37 degrees. It's toasty out, you see. Whereas painted dogs, I'm pretty sure, are going to be much better suited to this temperature. Hopefully the food isn't going to bother them too much. Processed meat sounds like what the painted dogs will eat anyway, to be honest. So let's get them in. There we go. Suitable food, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about that. See, there you go. Already, look, straight away, they are pretty much good to go, which is good. So nutrition, last meal always stays like that. Social, they have fine social. Habitat, terrain is actually spot on. So I'm guessing they're missing food enrichment. We'll try and put it down. It is, somebody mentioned in the last one, oh, you need food enrichment. It does seem to be that the food enrichment items are what is making the regular food not get filled up, all right? So we'll try. We should have some stuff in already. This should be more than enough. There we go. All right, so really all we've got to do is replace the we'll leave that for now because that's not going to cost effective. We just need to go and replace this terrain, this plant coverage. Oh, there's a broken cherry blossom tree. Ah, that's there. I was hoping that didn't. Well, I suppose it is part of the exhibit, isn't it? Yeah, unfortunately. Talking of which, let me just check the barrier. I've just thought of something. I'll get rid of that. Right. It goes through to there, I think. It's really difficult to see, though. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look. It goes right round. Maybe that was the problem. They should be able to walk in there now, you would think. They've got rid of that a little bit. We'll try that. But I'll tell you one thing we do need to do, I've just realised, is we need to make sure that the climbable space, the reachable area, traversable area is the same of painted dogs as it is. Yeah, it looks okay. Looks like they can't get up to that top bit, which is the main problem. Which would be the main problem. Okay, alright, so that's fine. So yeah, it's just replacing the foliage. Should make them pretty happy, I think. Oh, they're already pretty happy. So Africa grassland, it's very simple. We've got one country, one place. So Africa grassland, this is it. This is what we're allowed to use in here. So here then we've got mostly reeds. Make sure we've turned off line to surface. So reeds and stuff are going to be the way to go here. So let's see how much of a difference this makes. Just putting some planting down. Let's see if it still has that North American feel that it did originally. And let's see, because I've got a feeling that it's pretty much exclusively foliage that really changes what the place looks like, to be honest. Here we're going to go for more for these sort of overgrown stuff with sort of like large coverage, large canopy kind of trees, you know. Let's get that for there. We've got nettles. We've got these little things that are pretty funky. One of those in there. Oh, there's some really nice trees. Nothing with quite the same gravitas, I don't think, as the last lot, but still actually quite like how they're going. Get some of these nettles in. Okay, so reeds, they really need to, let's just get rid of this. Reeds really need to stick near the water, right? So that's good though, because that helps break up the water's edge, because I was thinking that the water's edge was a little plain, whereas these with some, probably more rocks we'll need at some point. These actually seem to work quite well, and luckily they aren't too expensive either. We have some flowers in here. I think that's quite a good thing to make sure we get. And I'm assuming the idea is that these are flowers that have been cleared. They're not going to be poisonous or anything like that. So that's all good. Okay, I like to sort of like group stuff up like that if I can. These boa trees, they're a bit silly. They're fine, but they're not the really sort of thing I want to get in this area, really. So we'll instead use some of these. No, these, yeah. These Jacaranda trees, and we'll just kind of try and fill out the same rough area that was covered beforehand. Although these trees aren't perfectly suited for this. You know, we were using pines, which is why we've got them sort of spaces on slopes, whereas really these are better suited to be on open areas. But we'll see. I think that one's probably going to go. It doesn't really sit right there, does it? And that one needs to move into the gap a bit more, as does that one. That's better. They seem to they work a bit better sort of placed out and on their own. These ones do, I think. Let's get some more of these nettles in, because as much as we don't like them, well, I speak for myself there. Really, there might be some people out there who love getting stung by nettles, but I can't imagine it. This stuff is funky, isn't it? And I always feel like plants would grow by rocks like this. I don't know why, really. I don't know where necessarily. I just think that there looks better than that. You know, that's just to me anyway. Just that's how it seems. That they would sort of, especially in a drier area like this, it seems they would grow better, sort of in the crook where just little bits of moisture gather and stuff. Okay, let's get some of that right in the water. Yeah, that's good. Okay, do you know what? I've just realised I haven't even checked on whether or not that's okay. Yeah, they're fine. They can have quite a bit more, actually, so that's good. And there's just that one little one inside there that I really want to try and keep, though, because I think it looks good. Okay. Rock work, then. The African savanna rocks, okay? So savanna rock, it's this stuff. So really, that would be the next thing I'd do, is take out these rocks and replace them with more suitable ones. Okay, but what I really want to do is get this area back open. Now I've just changed that barrier. This could be it. This could be what we needed to happen. Let's just try that again. Let's try moving over a little. Oops. It's not great. There we go. Try that. There we go. Okay, let's play the game. Let's let it run for a minute. Let's see if anyone wanders down. Anyone? Well, you're all already on your way out, I guess. We had a boy and a girl, didn't we? That means we're going to have some babies. This space is built for a family, you know. This space is built for having babies. Who's kicking a box around, you little so-and-soers? Okay, what was that? Water treatment failing. Oof, do you know what? That happens a lot. I've had to get rid of some staff, though, which isn't great. Okay, people have gone in there, and they haven't ran out, which is what they were doing last time. Awesome! They're going to go in there. They don't really walk right down, but if they stand there, that's enough for me, you know? That means they don't get the best view unless the animals are sleeping. That's kind of how that works. But now we can move that to there. Sorry, that's Twitter, by the way, going off. Somebody pointed out that last episode all that happened was Discord kept going off. I just closed Discord and then forgot to close Twitter. Now, they can't see much, but they will when the animals come and sleep. So that's good. So, unfortunately... Oh, we need to change this over to African Wild Dog. There we go. Unfortunately, these... I'm tempted to leave them because, like, they're dogs, okay? Let's see what signage we have for dogs, because we had some really great signs for the wolves. Nothing. Is there no dog sign? That's really a shame if there isn't. Let's have a look. Species signs. There's probably one of these Indian ones. Well, I know they're not really Indian, are they? Tiger, peacock, elephants. They're not Indian. I don't know why I'm even looking through these. These are great though. So these are sort of like North American, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Isn't one of these that's like a dog? That's really quite disappointing, isn't it? As a camel. We haven't got camels in the game yet, but we have a sign for them. Yeah, looks like there's no love for painted dogs when it comes to signage. I mean, we can do our own. We can kind of make our own up. There's these ones here that you can type on. So, you know, we can do painted dogs. Ed. Good. Or there's this one. There we go. Let's try that again. Painted dogs. You know, so we can do something. I was really kind of hoping for like a nice picture though. That one's pretty nice. That's probably the one I'm looking for, because I still think we should carry on with the wood theme, but kind of go a bit more well, African inspired now, I suppose, rather than sort of traditional North American is what I was going to go for. If these are the regular fonts, the same one. Oh, there's loads of new ones. Good stuff. Okay. Some nice plainer ones. That's good. Okay. That's fine. They're just plain. The problem was with the original set, there was like pretty much one that you had to use for pirates. There was one that you had to use for sci-fi. You know, there was one that you had to use for anything, which was this one. This is the one that you just always use, by the way. But actually, those new ones are quite plain, and that is good. That is what we want. I'm going to go for that one. Painted dogs. And then we'll knock the text colour down to be something a bit more enjoyable. It's kind of annoying that it just cuts the S off a little bit there, but I'm going to go with it for now. And now we can place this above here and turn it into a proper entrance. Okay, so there's nothing that looks like a dog, but we do have other sort of African-y things that we can use. Okay, so we're going to go back up here and turn not position snap, align to surface on, and we'll just work off this sign basically to kind of make what we want. So it's going to be a little bright and breezy probably compared to what I would like to do, but I'm kind of going with what I've got to use, which is these awesome murals and maybe a couple of bits from the Indian area that just look a little bit more sort of generic adventure. That needs to turn 180, doesn't it? There we go. If you're wondering about these movements I'm doing, by the way, because I know I'm kind of racing through stuff here, you can check out the building tutorial that I put up yesterday. You'll probably find that quite useful, I reckon, if you're new to the Planet series. Okay, so something like that, I suppose. And then let's go into construction pillars. Yeah, there we go. And let's find something we can use here. Alright, so what I'm thinking is we do a row of those. Not to be exact. Just the 3, yep. These should all be in the same bit of scenery, so we can move them around quicker. And then I know I'm using them a lot, but the logs I think is probably the way to go. I can't think what they're called. It's wooden something. Let's have a look. Wooden wood zoo planet zoo log. They must have the attachment of wood on them. But these, I'm going to use these so much. It's kind of crazy. I think they're great. Okay. So a couple of them. This I probably will end up working on a little bit off camera because so far this isn't great, and to be honest with you, it's not for a fun video. Me fiddling around with these pieces does not make, so I think we'll probably do some work off camera for this to get it just right. But I think that's probably what we're going to have to do this episode is concentrate on all this becoming painted dogs. So I just want to get that last piece there. Doesn't want to do it, does it? Never mind. You just move it across. Okay, and then the whole thing can come up a bit. Alright, so I'll do some more work on that, and then obviously I'm going to box this in with some rocks and stuff as well, but again, that can happen off camera. But otherwise, we have shifted. Oh, this mist probably needs to go. This mist was... I closed Twitter. What was that just gone off? That probably was Discord. There we go. This mist was put in because when cold water hits itself... no, that was the wrong one. Have I put it back in? Yeah. I think it was behind here, actually. There it is. And I think I put this one inside a stone as well. Yep, there we go. When cold water hits, water from high like that, you get a lot of mist when it's cold. So I put that in to make it a little bit more realistic. But we don't necessarily have the cold weather so much here. There we go. I know we didn't look at terrain because they seemed pretty happy with it. Oh, they're not actually. It needs some more grass as opposed to the soil and rock. So that's fine. We can pretty much turn this then into like a savanna plain. I'm quite happy to do that. There we go. All around here, and we'll just keep that bit there rocky. And you also want some long grass as well. Okay. That's fun. Yes, it just shows you what a little bit of difference that can make. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. Just a bit of terrain and a few trees, and you've got a completely new area that I hope will mean we're still hemorrhaging cash. I think we're paying quite a bit on a loan at the moment, so let's have a look. Finances, and also probably people aren't as interested to come and see the I want to say hyenas, the painted dogs. So yeah, loan periodic repayment we're still paying back, but the power running costs are halved because they were over $1,000 actually beforehand. So that's good. I think that was the way to go, and people are starting to make their way up here now. And so far we've had $53 for African wild dog and none there. But hopefully these will pop out some babies pretty quick as well. And that's probably the way to go about it, I think. Get some babies. I'm just glad that this is working a little bit. I mean, they're not hanging around here, but just the fact that they're coming down here and not running off is better. What I've had to do there is run the barrier around it. I thought you could go through the barrier as long as it was closed off properly. I'm going to have to have a little play around that in Sandbox when we get hold of it probably. We're currently just losing $500. That's not crazy. Hopefully, once we have some babies, it'll get some people over here. Maybe they like to come and see the babies, and why wouldn't you? And also, whenever they go and sleep as well, this makes a really good viewing spot when they've gone to sleep, which is good. Oh, that's interesting. That bit of glass is quite grimy. So, out of interest then, now this stuff over here has worked as a non-barrier piece. Can I edit that and make that piece null? And it be okay? Yeah, I mean they don't really walk in like I'd like them to, but they're not running away and they're not scared. It doesn't seem like it's causing a bother. So that's better. At least now that we can... That's how I want it to look, you know. I want that to be sort of open on this side. Oh, so you're coming and having a look. What are you doing? Are you just chilling? There you go. So they're getting a great view now, look. And while one of them's having a sleep, you get a good view. And that's what you want. You want different viewpoints depending on what they're doing, you know. So they're both coming down having a snooze, look. That's ace. Right, we'll have to leave it there. Sorry I haven't got as much done, but sometimes, you know, when you're not playing sandbox, you've got to kind of figure this stuff out. I mean, we're still, we're making money. We're currently £1,000 in profit. That's awesome. So maybe that was it. I think we were just spending so much on electricity to get these timber wolves. And also, because this area wasn't working properly as well, people were running away. And it wasn't going well. I know the African dogs, the painted dogs here probably aren't as sort of... Who are you? Who are you moaning about? Protesting painted dog? Animals being protested. Embrace. Embraces. They've all gone. That's a weird thing. So these were... I didn't realise these were even hanging around here. Can they do anything about it? You need to go away because the animals you're protesting don't exist anymore. They're long gone. Look, they're in animal trading. Whether or not they've sold, they've all sold. They've literally all sold. We've got a couple left that will sell. Okay, so seeing as the security guard doesn't seem to do anything, I'm not too sure vandalism's built in the game yet, and I don't think they do anything regarding protesters. Be a bit of a PR nightmare, wouldn't it, seeing a security guard pull protesters out? So what I'm actually going to do is get rid of our security guard. Again, seeing as they don't do anything. Bye. I'm going to instead take on another mechanic, because the stuff breaks down so often. Like, really crazy amounts. Let's see it. No. You don't really have to go in there if you don't want to. Are you fixing the... That's fine. Keep the boundaries fixed and stuff, but, you know. Yeah, we can't... That's interesting. We can't select protesters. I mean, that's because obviously you'd throw them in with the lions, wouldn't you? Oh, there we can. But we can't move them. Embrace is no longer a member of this zoo. Oh, I did this, by the way, as well. Which also has to change now because these aren't... These aren't in it. I forgot we got these. I just wanted to open it up a little bit, and also I was going to do a waterfall here too, which I haven't done. So should we do that real quick? You can see how a waterfall goes together. So we come into construction, special effects down here, water. Now you have to have the game running for these to really work. They don't look great. If you pause once they're in place. If you pause once they're in place, they're fine. But to start, if you played paused and get one out, it just looks like nothing on earth, unfortunately. So, so we need waterfall top 10 meters is a good start. And the best way to do it is start on something flat and then move it into place, because otherwise it'll sit on the rock and be quite tricky to deal with. So we're going to place that there. Now, where this water's coming from, nobody knows. It's an absolute enigma. All right, but there it is. And then while it's there, we'll go to the midsection, and we should find the midsection starts coming out. The only problem is that you can see the little piece. But if we put it back like that, maybe do something like that. Kind of work. Kind of like how it's. The problem is you can see the little things, can't you? Hopefully they won't be that noticeable once it's all running. And then finally you want the bottom. There's a bigger one. There we go. So again, we'll move it out. Now this one really is where it all comes together, because you start getting that water ripple. Just get it just high enough there, and you get that awesome ripple in the water. Look at that. And you want a few of these along the bottom, where it's just right. No, you want to make sure that they're actually sort of coming out from the point of where the water is actually contacting the ground, which is more like there and there, isn't it? Maybe that one could come out just a little. There we go. So now when you look through here, you can see the lovely waterfall. And there's a waterfall around that side. Still needs some rock work, but I'm going to wait till we've got some money and we'll replace it all with Savannah rocks. But, oh man, look at that. Total. What are we spending money on? I mean, that construction probably cost a bit. Yeah, 2.5 grand. But I think, hopefully, that fixes things. I'm going to let it run for a little while off camera and see if we can accrue some money. Because I'd hate to lose all this. I know it's going away at the end of beta anyway, but I'd like to be able to have sort of 10, 15 episodes at the end of the beta to say, here's what we did, rather than having to start again. So yeah, a little shift in direction. A few people asked for grizzly bears in the last episode. I think we'll suffer the same fate with those in this heat that we will with the timber wolves. They're going to want it cold, so we'll focus on some slightly warmer climate animals. Look, people are walking around. That's what you want. There's your screenshot, isn't it? Well, it's not because they're all walking off. But when the dogs are hanging around there, members of the public will spite me and not come and look. There you go. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Come and look at... Yeah, there you go. Why you don't stand right by the glass, I don't know. But that's good enough for me. They can see, and you can see them in. There we go. Good stuff. Right, thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good.